I think now, Mr. Nye, were you going to address the IgG Franks issue, or is Ms. Jennings going to cover all of it?
Your Honor, I think I'm going to cover all of it.
All right, go ahead.
I'm going to attempt to. Good afternoon, Your Honor. This was a massive investigation. I'll concede I think there's an issue there, but that's not what happened. I don't think that any officer can submit a statement that they know is going to go in front of a magistrate and do so recklessly. And if they do so, then I agree that the court should take issue with that. Defendant is correct.
Here's my concern with you telling me that at this stage of things. Where in the record is that currently, apart from anything you may have submitted after they filed the Franks motion?
What specifically?
That there are 3 towers.
I believe I referenced it in my response.
Yeah, but that doesn't. If you give me evidence and I rely on that evidence, then I have to give them a full Franks hearing. And so I get concerned when you start telling me things that are not necessarily part of the evidence.
Understood. We can move past the number of towers. Here's what is in evidence, though. Regardless, none of this has any bearing on the validity of the search warrant. There's kind of 2 buckets of attacks here.
What were they?
Okay. And even if the state's wrong, that somehow there was some exculpatory relevance to some of her statements not being included in the probable cause affidavit, you can take all of it out and the magistrate would still have probable cause. Well, the simple answer is investigators knew what she saw was real, and we know it wasn't a dream because they found the evidence discovered the next morning. Those statements didn't need to be included in the PC affidavit because they weren't exculpatory. They didn't support this idea that this didn't really happen, that somehow we got it wrong. Well, this picture they're painting about how this happened just is simply not true. They can't tell that was a Hyundai Elantra. To them, it doesn't look like, I guess, a Hyundai Elantra. Excuse me? But we know that's not true. Logic is flawed. Again, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, next, the briefing addresses the IgG issue.
Is it possible to tell from the affidavit what shots and what cameras were relied upon to make the identification?
I know that I don't know that you needed to. I don't know that all of that information had to be included.
That wasn't my question.
No, nor did we need to. And at the end of the day, I can't wrap my head around. Defendant makes kind of hay about the dog barking. And this is just a reach for me. And again, this fact just does not diminish. Take all information related to the dog. At the end of the day, yeah, there was sufficient probable cause with or without this information. Well, I still I don't know that I completely wrap my head around the defendant's logic in this. At the end of the day, okay, the direction of travel, like, this assumption assumes that cars can't change direction of travel. We're not talking about 7 minutes. We're talking about 7 minutes. Whether or not the car was pointed in a different direction or not. It's a leap for me. Does that answer?
Well, it's your answer, so.
Let's say it was. Well, the magistrate still had enough information before her to grant probable cause for the arrest. Even if you want to make that leap, at the end of the day, this fact just has no bearing on the probable cause determination.
It's a house.